Hi everybody, we are going to make exercise 28, and if you look at this, it's a fairly simple looking shape, but it's going to give us some practice with our patterns, and that's why I'm interested in doing this particular one. So the way I see this is a disc with a hole in the middle that we're going to extrude up. It looks like about 10 millimeters, and then there's a hole pattern. And it looks like there's two patterns. So if you look at the drawing, the sizes of our radius, or our diameters, I should say, are 40, 70, and 100. So they're each separated by 30. So it looks to me like I could just make one hole, do a linear pattern to create the other two holes, and then do a circular pattern to create the rest of it. So that's the approach I'm going to take. So let's go ahead and do that. So I already have a document up and running. I'm going to make my sketch on the top plane because that's the orientation I'm seeing in the isometric view on the drawing. So I'm going to make a new sketch, hide all the planes, hit N for the normal view, and let's start off with these circles. So the inner circle, according to my drawing, is 20. So I'm going to click and make that 20. My outer circle is 120. So I'm going to click and make that 120. And I'm going to hit escape to get out of the tool, move these out of the way, and that's all we need for our initial sketch. And I'm going to right click and select isometric to get the isometric view, and let's extrude this. And I said before the extrusion was supposed to be 10 millimeters, so let's do that, and we'll accept that. Okay, so we're off to a good start. Now I'm going to right click on the top face and make a new sketch, hit N to get that normal view, and then I'm going to back out a little bit so I can see what's going on. Okay, so like I said, it looks like this is a linear pattern followed by a circular pattern. We did that before when we made that strainer, remember? Except for that was just a lot more complicated. So I'm going to start off by making a construction circle and a construction line that connect, so I can locate this hole right here. And let's see, these holes are 10 millimeters in diameter, and so I'm going to just do that and make that one hole. So let's start off. So I'm going to select the circle tool and then the construction tool, and that first one has a diameter of 40. So I'm going to get over my origin there, click, make that 40, and then I'm going to hit escape. Let's move that out of the way. This time I'm going to get the line and the construction tool, and I'll come out horizontally, connect the two, and that is going to be the location of that 10 millimeter hole. So I'm going to click on the circle tool, get to where that intersection is, click it, make it 10, and that's all we need. So I'm going to accept the sketch, right click, go to the isometric view. I'm going to do a remove extrude of that hole, and it looks like that's already good enough, and I'm going to click. Okay, now I'm actually going to, let's go ahead, actually, it occurs to me that I'm not going to be able to do that linear pattern. Well, let's see what happens if I show my sketch. I'm not sure if you can use a construction line from a sketch in order to get your linear pattern. Let's find out. So I'm going to click, I'm actually going to get my top view so I can look at it, and I'm going to go to the linear pattern, and the entity to pattern, first of all, it needs to be a feature pattern, is extrude 2. Okay, now direction. This is where I'm not sure. I'm going to click on that line. Oh yeah, it lets me. Okay, cool. We didn't have to do anything. Now, I said, okay, so the diameters went 40, 70, 100. Okay, so that means that there's a difference of 30 between each diameter, but if you're going out in one direction, you're more concerned with the radius. And the radius, if the diameter is going up by 30, the radius is going up by 15, because the radius is always half of the diameter. So I'm going to click on the distance and make it 15. and then I'm going to change it to 3, and that looks right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and accept that. And then I'm going to change this to the circular pattern, and the entities to pattern this time, we got to make it feature pattern again. The entities to pattern would be extrude 2 and linear pattern 1. Okay, I just kind of remember this from the good old strainer that we made. And then the axis of the pattern is going to be any of the circles. And right now it's doing 4 of them, but we need 6 of them. And there you go. I'm going to click it. I'm going to make it isometric, hide that sketch again. And there's your part. Not too bad. That was actually a fairly quick one. And that's a good way to start off the week. That's a good Monday one. All right, there you go.